Hi everybody, it's Dr. Michele Drake here at the Drake Center, and I'm here to talk to you today about dog allergies, skin allergies. So many people have questions about this, and I'm here to answer. And I'm with Nicole today, my assistant, who's going to ask me some questions that I think a lot of you have, and my trusty companion here, Moki, is going to help me too.
All right, Dr. Drake, how common are allergies in dogs?
Allergies in dogs are fairly common, unfortunately. Probably similar to the rates in people. I don't know exactly what they are in humans, but I bet somewhere between 25 and 30% of all dogs have some form of allergies, and maybe even higher if you include things like fleas. So pretty common.
What are some common dog allergies?
So again, many dogs are allergic to, say, flea bites, which you can imagine why that would be. Some dogs can be covered with a flea. Fleas, it amazes me, and not even itching at all. But most dogs find them irritating and can have responses that are kind of over the top. Also, just more commonly, we have allergies, contact allergies. So dogs that are exposed to grasses, molds that are in the grasses, or even in our houses. We have dust mites, we have molds in our houses. These are things that dogs are allergic to. Pollens in the air that come and land. Again, mostly for dogs, as opposed to humans, we have more aerosol. Dogs are mostly contact. They can have inhalant allergies too, but it's primarily contact. So things that their bodies are coming in contact with.
How do allergies impact the health and well-being of my dog?
Well, for the most part, I personally have had now, 2 dogs of my last maybe 8 dogs that have had pretty significant allergies. And I can tell you that these dogs are pretty uncomfortable when they have allergy symptoms. The primary thing for dogs is licking their feet, scratching, and feeling just really uncomfortable. So I think it varies tremendously. Between dogs, what their symptoms are and the types of allergies they have, but I've seen some pretty uncomfortable dogs.
What are some signs and symptoms of allergies in dogs?
Yeah, so again, scratching, itching, licking, scooting their fannies on the ground sometimes, rubbing their faces. These are probably the most common signs of itchiness of allergies in dogs.
Can I diagnose my dog's allergies at home?
No, actually you cannot, because I'll have clients come in and say they think they have allergies, and actually they just have fleas on their dog. Many clients don't even know their pets have fleas, and I would say, don't worry, that's my job. I'm a professional flea finder, so don't worry if you couldn't figure that out. So really we always want to take care of external parasites first. If we rule that out and all of a sudden the allergies go away, then it wasn't allergies at all. It was just simply a flea infestation. So you can see that your dog's scratching, itching. Dogs can also have bacterial or yeast type infections on their skin. That really doesn't mean that they have allergies, although they can be in addition to. And we get those things cleared up and the dog stops itching, and that's not really an allergy then, that's an infection. So you really do need to come into your veterinarian and have a conversation and have them start to look and check into things.
How will a veterinarian diagnose allergies in my dog?
So quite often, allergies in a dog can be an exclusion. So we're going to remove any external parasites first. The other possibility is a very small percentage of dogs have food allergy also. So we may do a food trial. So I think when you go to pet stores, I always want to tell you it's food. It really is not usually food. That's a much lower component, although it can be an additional component that adds to the allergies. But for the most part, when you come into us, we're going to start excluding things first, and we're going to start to examine the skin. We're going to look for things like bacteria or yeast. Many dogs have yeast infections up on their nail beds that can cause problems and itchiness. So we're going to look for things like that, treat those things, and then just really it's going to require that the owner understands this is a process. It can take a while, and you want a veterinarian who has the energy, the time, and the commitment to seeing you through, which can be, sometimes several months for us to get things under control. But we will help you get them under control.
How are dog allergies treated using anti-inflammatory therapy?
Yeah, so there's so many amazing medications that we have for dogs now that we didn't have when I started veterinary medicine a long time ago. We used to use a combination of topical therapies and corticosteroids. And now we have some really amazing new medications that some great drug companies have produced for us. Apoquel, Cytopoint, which is an injection. Apoquel, what it does is just basically stops the itch, but you got to make sure that you get the underlying infections also. So there's many components, and then topical therapy is so important for dogs too.
How is shampoo therapy used for dogs' allergies?
So shampoo therapy is tremendously important, and that's because so many of these allergies are contact allergies. And so by removing the surface antigens, which are things like molds and spores and pollens from the skin, also just, if there's like low levels of bacteria and yeast, hopefully the type of shampoo it is will help to control those things also. And some of the shampoos you have even help too with the barrier of the skin, because dogs that have allergies do not have a normal barrier of their skin. And so shampoo therapy is super important, as are other topical therapies also. So work with your veterinarian to find the best topical component of treating allergies, because it's very important.
Okay, last question. What are allergy shots?
So there's a treatment called hyposensitization, which is basically where we actually draw blood from your dog initially and we determine what things are they allergic to. So when clients come in to me initially and they're like, what do you think they're allergic to? I'm like, well, when we check, we look for almost 80 different things. So it's hard for me to ever look at a dog and say, oh, I think they're allergic to this. Hyposensitization shots are when we actually send the blood off to a company that assesses it, and they may say, hey, there's 4 or 5 things, mold or a certain kind of pine tree or a certain kind of pollen that your dog's allergic to, and then we're going to form a solution that allows us to give your dog small amounts of that so that they will decrease how they react to those particular antigens. So, hyposensitization has a role in treating dogs with allergies, but I will say that now that we have so many other amazing medications, there's a combinations of therapy. We really can do a good job. It just requires that you have a good understanding, that you have some patience in understanding this is not something we can just get rid of immediately. It's a process. We generally don't cure allergies. We just learn to control them well. And every dog is different. So if you have any more questions about this, I love helping clients and their pets with allergies and dogs. I'm very much someone who knows we can make a difference, and I want to help out with that. If you have any more questions, call the Drake Center.